And so we said, let's just do it. And so we started to sit down and figure out what it would take. Well, it took a lot of money to do it this way. We could have gone with an intermediate kind of thing, but the session decided that we've always gone into things with the idea that we'll have it a while, and so we wanted to invest in it, and that's what we decided to do. We discovered that there was a grant for $1,000 that we could get from the Synod. Our own presbytery came through in a big way because what we had planned would cost $8,000, which for us was a lot. And they said, we'll meet you halfway, and so we'll give you $3,000 so that we can be your partners in this. And we were thrilled to no end. And so we went and we bought the stuff. I had to figure out how to use it because I had never done this before. I used my cell phone to make phone calls and texts, and that was it. So to even just live stream with the phone was a reach. But I did learn how to do it. I found it helpful to reach out to the Allentown Church because they had a guy there who did this, and that's why we bought the stuff that we bought. It was his recommendation. It was his schematic that we basically used. We even were given advice on what computer to get to do the live streaming. He was very, very helppful. Our people here did not want to have it look in an aesthetically unpleasing way, so we ran wires behind, and we just decided that we would do it in a way that just was non-obtrusive, and that we would do it with as high quality as we possibly could. And that's how we came up with all of this. We're able to post and respond to people online. Like if somebody is watching online and they're in another state and they have a prayer request they'd like to make, it's very easy for one of our people. We have what we call digital deacons who kind of watch for that, or if somebody has a question, or if there's a problem with the stream, we are alerted to it right away. And so it has expanded not just worship here, but even for folks. I have an aunt and uncle who live in Virginia, and they watch every week. I have a friend who lives in Oklahoma. She watches every week. And so our reach has gone really far. And our membership is no longer just people who can come here. We just took somebody in from Florida. We are much, much, much more visual than we used to be. We've also changed our style a bit. We used to be pretty traditional, and the choir would sometimes sing a praise song, and that was about it for us. When the pandemic came, you really couldn't do all of the traditional stuff real well because you didn't have the people here to do it. And so we learned to do videos, and we have, at the beginning, we do the standard call to worship, leader people, but then we finish by saying, let us worship God as we consider the opening reflection. And it's always something that kind of either helps to introduce the topic of the day, or that it does the scripture, or it sets context for the scripture, or whatever. We've also, because of the technology, I can show people when I'm doing the children's sermon all of this stuff, and the people at home can see it too. A lot of times you can't see what's going on up there, and so that makes it very visual. Baptisms work the same way. We can get tight shots on a baptism, and you can really see what's going on. Same thing with communion. One of the things that we were told the online folks really appreciate is whenever we use the cameras to kind of pan the crowd during the passing of the peace. We don't move around still a whole lot. We just pass the peace or wave or whatever. But somebody always turns to the camera because it's always that camera over there. And they wave to the camera, and it's just neat to see the connections that are taking place that ordinarily just really wouldn't. And we just sat down and we trained them. We started at ground zero, assuming no knowledge of computers, told them how to open programs up, told them what the passwords were, showed them how things work, and then gave them permission. I have sheets that I give to each technician that say, like this one says, here's where the camera should be during this element. This person knows that there's a title slide followed by 3 or 4, however many slides, or a video. And this person kind of has to follow along. This person or the team that is running the camera aspect, the live stream, they're given permission to do whatever artistically they want to do. And it gives them a lot of license, and they think of things I never would. So, and it's been a wonderful ministry. We're still streaming to Facebook. We're beginning to explore maybe also having a YouTube channel, but YouTube is a pay site, and we're a small church, and we have quite a bit of money of annual subscriptions invested in ProPresenter and in vMix and in CCLI and CVLI. And so another thing is not real high on our list of things. And so we'll see what happens with that. But that, I think, would be our next move, would be to stream to YouTube, because there's some benefits to that. The other thing we're considering is we don't Zoom from in the sanctuary, we Zoom from our session room. And we're thinking that it might be helpful to be able to integrate Zoom. We also, so we have cameras that are fixed in the walls. We just had a service where we dedicated some pavers, and I took a microphone outside, and we had some things on the screen, some pictures, some images, and people were able to sit in here who couldn't get outside. And we realized there's more than one thing that happens like that. Having a camera that you can move from place to place would be very good. And the software is technical enough that you can easily add another camera in. You can even add a drone if you wanted to, which my inner geek would really love to do, but I don't think they're gonna buy it. So. I would say, reach out. We're all here to help one another. We're the Church of Jesus Christ. And if we can't help one another, then we have no business being in business. And so I think I would reach out and talk to someone who's already doing it, ask questions, sit down and figure out what you want your budget to be, because you don't have to do it as fancy as we've done it. We chose to go the more professional route. There are other routes to choose, and people will feel just as connected to you, just till you see how you do. And then after that, I gotta tell you, it's kind of catchy. And as soon as you start doing some of this stuff, you're gonna wanna do more of this stuff, because it does give you more of a sense of connection. And it enables you to think outside the box. And we have a lot of special worship services because we have the technology. And it makes what we already have just a little bit better.